good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the playoff version of the first games of the playoff of the OrkneyBowl this year. So it's week 15, is it? Week 15. I'm losing track. How's it going, Craig?
Yeah, shit, Johnny. It's listen. I got Lamar. I got stuff you, boy. I got Lamar. I'm out. What is it they say? The show must go on. So here I am
Our
to
shows
lick my
must go on,
wounds.
yes.
Here I am to
You,
lick my wounds.
you still had a better score than I did, but I got hammered, so that's the way it goes in my world.
I got Lamar.
Anyway,
which is uber annoying.
We'll see how other people are probably happy how they got on, some people not. So we'll go through it anyway.
Yes, indeed. It's playoff time. Please excuse my negativity to start the show because I'm out. So it's a bit of a bummer. I'm not going to lie. But here's the thing: it's playoff time. It's an exciting time for fantasy football, and it's always, there's some teams that are very happy this week. So I will perk up as the show goes on. I promise.
Very good. So obviously on the St Magnus division, the Carlton Crew, who's SXMPHXS, had a bye week, as did the Glenmorphus Eagles. They carried a nice score in the bye week at 258. But joining them...
These scores are very important because they're for the OrkneyBowl.
They are indeed, as is the Manchester Bees, who scored 251 points. So poor Jack got in, scraped at the sixth spot, but unfortunately came up against the Manchester Bees, the 251.69 against 174.79. And then you've got the Seattle Patriots, 220.09 to 160.43 for Leeds Lassos. So basically, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all into the semi-finals. So not really
it's
shocked.
kind of the way it's meant to be, isn't it? But
it doesn't
great
all work
win
out
for
like that, but...
Who is it at the bottom? Sorry, it's got the thing. My name's
That's Manchester Bees.
Yeah, so
Manchester
great
Bees.
score for Manchester. This is when you want to turn it on. Let's go and let's have a look at the game. There's only 2 ties in each one, Johnny. So let's have a wee look and see what happened in each game. So here we go. Alaska Deep Freeze.
There we go. Week 15. So yeah, 251. So obviously Daniels, Gibbs, Chase Brown. Well, he had Mooney with no points as well, so that's quite impressive. Smith and Jiggle 24, Neighbours 27. So yeah, no points.
I mean, you look at all the green numbers there. You look at all the green numbers over there, and that's what you're aiming for as well, because the green numbers mean that you beat the projection, and there's just so much green on the left-hand side there. So
Manchester Bees.
I mean, there's Devontae Adams, 50 points for Devontae Adams, and losing for Whitworth Rockstars. So yeah, that's got to be a hard one for Jackson to take, that's for sure. But he's goose egged with Cup. So, and then of course Edwards having to play Edwards and Vidal in your playoff match. That's got to be harsh. That's got to hurt. Because I mean, Vidal's no.
Is Vidal not here? 32. Well, he might as well be with that point.
Do you know, it's not a bad decision not to play Spears and Gainwell, who was doing quite well. You know, both have outscored both the Charger boys. I'm not sure I would have played both Charger boys. I think I'd have rolled the dice with one of those two. But I mean, it would have made a difference anyway, because Manchester Bees have knocked out the park. And if you look at that there as well, they've got Ford sitting there on the bench. So that's one to be unleashed this week, you know. Worthy sitting there on the bench. So yeah, it's looking good for Manchester Bees, that's for sure. That's whoever it is that's got the bye to face them this week, probably not happy that they're facing them this week, because you've got Jamar Gibbs, you know, no David Montgomery now. So I mean, if you ask me, that's a guaranteed touchdown for Gibbs this week now. And in fact, I'll put it down here that I guarantee Jamar Gibbs will score a touchdown this weekend. There you go.
That's a very bold prediction, that one. And obviously Chase Brown doing Chase Brown things.
Johnny, It's not a prediction. It's a guarantee. It's not a prediction.
Looking better be. I'm up against you and show me the money and you're on my team. And then
I know. There's another reason why it's a guarantee.
Yeah. Well, your guarantees don't always work. You guaranteed I beat Ross and I got beat. And we've got the Seattle Patriots up against the Leeds Lassos. That was 2-8-6 teams. 220 points, 160. So obviously it's lost Guerrero. Amon Ross and Brown, that'll be the difference in this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, see, do you know what this thing is? It's playoff time now. It's playoff time now. A score of under 200 just isn't going. You know, it's not good enough. I mean, you might sneak the win if your opponent does, but that only means your opponent's done bad as well. Playoff time, you need to get over 200 points to give yourself a chance. And unfortunately for Leeds Lassos, you know, their guys didn't show up this week. You know, Richardson had an off week. Hubbard didn't exactly do what he's been doing all season long. Why are we taking the score? Why are we taking the teams away? Show me the teams.
Oh, yeah, Hubbard. It's Samuel 5 points, and Waddle 0 points, Harrison 6 points. You got 37 out. You might not have a choice. You got 2 points out of Lubu.
Yeah, defenders make a big difference.
Well, I would have played Addison over Debo.
I lost mine in defense. Yeah, I would have played Addison. I would have played Addison over quite a lot of them, to be honest. So yeah, maybe some questionable choices here, you know. But it's a great win. It's a great win for who is it again? Sorry,
Seattle Patriots.
For Seattle Patriots, cracking win for Seattle Patriots, and 220 points. That's that's what you aim for in the playoffs to get there, and you know that your guys are playing pretty well. You're going into a semi-final against a team that have obviously been better in the regular season, but you got to go in with hope, scoring 220 points, and of course getting the win as well. Wins follow wins, you know.
And of course, the big match is in the bottom half. The EK Colts and the Alaskan Deep Freeze have been relegated to the Yesnavy division after losing this game. So a nice win for independent champions, 217.60 against the EK Colts, 150.18. And then the Leicester Tigers, who were the 12th seed, get the win against the Alaskan Deep Freeze, 164.52. So they two left to fight another week. They still have to win this week to guarantee safety in this division. Yeah, so at least they're halfway there. So
that's the thing as well. We now know 12 of the 24 teams will be relegated, and we now know all 24 teams will be promoted. So the reason I didn't mention anything about promotion here is obviously there is no promotion here. But yeah, of course, EK Colts and Alaska Deep Freeze will be slipping down into Division 2 for next year and hoping to bounce straight back up. But that's it. Their season's over now. It's on to 2025 for those two and a new division and with it new hope, you know.
Obviously, the matchups, you've got the Seattle Patriots up against the Carlton Crew and the Manchester Bees up against the Glasgow Eagles. So that'll be good games, those ones, because the Seattle Patriots were doing really well at the end of the season. Carlton Crew, obviously, number 1 seed. Eagles, number 2 seed. But that was chopping and changing all the way through the way it was going. And obviously, where is it? So you've got the Dublin Everton Blues against the Waterloo Warriors. So the winner of that will stay in the division. The loser will go down. And the Ancoats Citizens, the winner of that against the Leicester Tigers will go up or stay. And the other ones will go down. So that's the ones who decide the relegation. So
this is where you really don't want to drop out as well. You know, this is you want to stay in Division 1. I'm assuming we'll talk about Skara Brae once we went through the leagues, yeah?
Yeah, we'll go Skara Brae and the Ring of Brodger.
So I'll just talk. We'll just talk about the league as what you know as the St Magnus League. You know, so up in the playoffs, you've got the two. You've seen it in our home league, Johnny. Show me the money. The top 4 seed, the 8 go through in our Show Me the Money because we play with 16 teams, and the top 4 seeds all lost this week. So the 4 wild cards are the 4 divisional winners and top 4 seeds lost, and the 4 wild cards all are now contesting the semi-finals. So you know, Carlton Crew and Glasgow Eagles, they had a nice wee quiet week off, and that's great and wonderful and all that. But shit gets real now, you know. They need to get they are favourites. They will be favourites for the 1 and 2 seed. But Seattle Patriots and Manchester Bees, they've got here the hard way. They won't be wanting to give it up now. They'll have their eye on the prize. They'll have their eye on the trophy. So let's see how it plays out. Let's see the teams. Let's see what we're facing. Seattle Patriots look like maybe
Tua, if he plays.
Wrong folk in. Guerendo's got to go. We think that Guerendo's hurt, don't we? So we think he's out. So that won't be handy for him.
He's got that McConkey tonight, who should have a good game, because Sertan will not be following him all over the place.
Yeah, I think that's McConkey, but Ladidi's been doing very, very well this year for me. I think, you know, without knocking it out of the park completely, he's been getting a lot of touches, and he's definitely Herbert's number one man. So yes, I fancy him to do well tonight, I have to say. And it's you know, they're all 50-50 at this stage, but Carlton Crew have to be the question is, though, they're the number one seed.
Who does he play in his flex? Etienne, Bixby, Coleman, Pitts, or Crab?
Etienne, anyone who's not named Kyle Pitts, to be honest with you. But I mean, Etienne, Bixby, Coleman, all three. Any one of them could have a great game. I would go as far as saying one of them probably will have a very good game, but he's probably not filled it yet because he's not sure what one he's going to put in.
Well, that's the thing. One of them has to take place over Guerendo. So obviously it'll be Etienne or Bixby. You could potentially be playing two running backs with the Jaguars.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Crazy. I'd see at this stage, it's any given Sunday and all that. I wouldn't be that you're hedging your bets doing that. They're both not going to have great games because it's Jacksonville Jaguars. This isn't the Detroit Lions. This isn't Sonic and Knuckles. This is Bixby and Etienne. One of them might have a big game. Both of them will not. So you only play one of them. And then I guess you've got that means that auto means that Keon Coleman's playing. But Coleman could have a big night, you know, it's very much so. And see if he picks the right Jaguars running back to replace Guerendo and Coleman has a big night, that levels this right up.
It does indeed. Carlton Crew just picked up Musgrave, dropped Sinnott and dropped Winston, and Sinclair.
At the end of the day, there's only four. There's only 4 teams left in, Johnny, you know. Yeah. So anyone can win it now. All 4 teams have been playing well all season long. But yeah, the Carlton Crew there with Jefferson, Jefferson's a big one. He's been funky because I've got him here, and he's been funky all season long, Jefferson. So he's just got to hope that he has one of these real big ones. I like the McMillan choice. I think McMillan's, he's came on very, very well the last couple of weeks, and he's shown what people kind of thought of him in pre-season and why they drafted them. Indeed, so I love that. I love
that. Get his first touchdown.
He got 2.
No, but does McBride finally get his first touchdown?
Can McBride
finally get it? Eventually.
He's got to get it.
I mean, good time to do it against Carolina. He's been a bit frisky. He's got strange Jacksonville tight end.
They're definitely going to get him one, Johnny. They're going to get him one at some point along the way. And as you said earlier, regardless of touchdown or not, McBride is still an auto pick because he's still having a big year despite not finding the end zone. And with tight ends, I mean, having McBride and Bowers, the big worry for Bowers, obviously, is it going to be Ridder? If it's Ridder, and it's such a shame because Bowers has been an absolute beast.
He's got a stranger. I think he had something like 20 targets last week or some daft thing like that.
Yeah, but it was he had like 10 catches, but it was only for about 50 yards or something.
No, last week he had 11 catches for 12 targets with 73 yards.
73 yards. I mean, it's big in this league because
30 points.
Obviously you get the points for the catches and the extra points for tight end catches and stuff.
So it's
and
a good pickup for this league.
I get why Carroll crew have plugged them in there, and I don't blame them one bit. You know,
he's gone
could be a
for
difference maker as well.
He's got 3 tight ends, obviously McBride, Strange and Bowers. That's 3 tasty tight ends, thinking it that way. Because obviously you've got Mac Jones who's going to throw the ball to Strange, he's going to throw the ball to Thomas Jr. Who else is he going to throw the ball to?
Johnny, literally, go and look at last week's stats. Matt Jones did not throw another pass to anyone apart from Strange and Thomas. They are the only 2 players he threw the ball to last week. Completion or not,
so obviously,
he targeted. Yeah. They're the only 2 players he targeted last week. There wasn't a single throw to one of the running backs, and there wasn't a single throw to any other receiver. So yeah, that tells you what's going to happen this week as well. And they have a good game against the Raiders as well. You know, that is a good game for them. So, and Mac Jones is playing for a contract, let's not forget. So I mean, yeah, that could be a difference maker right there.
Of course, being a Giants fan, I probably maybe want to cheer on the Raiders this week, just because obviously if the Giants lose, they win. We get the number 1 pick so far. But we'll fuck up somehow. We're going to beat somebody we didn't expect. Then we're playing against Penix, so you never know.
Who is it that yeah, no, you're actively trying to lose now. You're not going to be winning that.
Oh, yeah.
But who is it that get it right now? Is it the Raiders that have got it right now?
The Raiders have got it right now, but we're both 2 and whatever.
You're both. I know you're both 2 and 12, but that's why I'm asking. You know, why did they get it over you?
Did we beat them? Did we play? I can't remember. There must be somewhere along the way. Because when we lost last week, we were bottom, and then when the Raiders lost, they took over us. So somewhere along the way, I can't remember who we played.
So anyway, that's
anyway, we're shite. That's all that matters. This will be a close game.
That's a losers conversation. Let's move on to that one.
Manchester Bees against Glasgow Eagles. This is going to be a close one. So you got Daniels against Hurts, Gibbs against Connor, Brown against Dowdall, Flowers against Chase, and Jigba against Thielen, Neighbours against McLaurin, Laporte against Kelsey, Ford against Williams, the wide receiver, Kincaid against Mixon, Dicker the kicker against Boswell, Brooks against Edwards, Queen against Baker. That's going to be a good game, this one.
Well, I mean, the Manchester Bees showed up last week, didn't they? 250 odd points they scored. So yeah, I mean, they're going to be very, very confident. And when you look at the Gibbs having the backfield to himself, is going. Well, you know, I know Craig Reynolds is there, but Gibbs is going to have a huge game. I just can't not see that happening. And you know, you've got.
Graham scored 253 points in his bye week, so they both scored over 250 points last week.
So they, you know, that just goes to show you. But when you look at, you know, it's, you know, most teams have got a kind of Bigsby plugged in at the second running back spot, or you know, Algier plugged in because of. But I mean, when you look at both these running back rooms, Gibson, Brown, Connor, and Dowdall, they're all 4 of them are absolutely flying. You know, so it's who can. This one isn't who's going to slip up and do the work. This is going to be who scores the most. That's going to be a shootout, this game. You know, there's no one that I'm looking down in either of these 2 teams that you can say, yeah, they're going to have a wee bit shaky there. They should all score good points.
Yeah, because obviously he's lost Kamara, but he's taken him out. Thing is, he's got Taylor, who might end up being the number 1 running back with the 49ers this week.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd go with that.
But I wouldn't put him in anyway. But he's got him and nobody else can pick him up. So yeah, this is a complete 50-50, this one.
Listen, cock blocking's a big part of playoff fantasy football. You know, even if I'm loaded, if I see someone that's sitting there that I think my opponent would help my opponent's team, you better believe I'm going to try and pick them up. That is all fair in love and war.
Everett's joined us.
Everett, how are you, sir?
So we'll look at the first of the. Do you want to do the bottom half?
Yeah, let's move on. Bottom half's there for relegation. You get talked about if you're in the top half.
Sorry, Danny, I did try. Anyway, we'll go on to my division, which I don't really want to because it was flipping awful. So I got relegated after a nice humping by the Solihull Sharks. 137.68 to myself, 181.25 for the Solihull Sharks. Up the top half there, you've got the Whitehall White Tigers, 211.99 against the Stockholm Bengals, 244.19. The Warners Bay Goonies, I think they were the number 3 seed, lost to the Harrow Harlequins. They got 217.71, the Harrow Harlequins 254.70. And Fraser, the Banquet Panthers, 187.06, get relegated with myself by the Glossop Fighting Gophers, 202.13. So yeah, the Stockholm Bengals are a cracking score.
Well, quickly, just to quickly say, unlucky to you and unlucky to Fraser for being relegated. You know, that you're down into Division 3, you're coming to join Doug and myself. It was, you know, it's just one of those years.
Well and truly down there, Robert.
I mean, Fraser loved his team at the start, as I keep saying it. He loved his team at the start, and after it was about week 8 or 9, he sent a message saying, "I'm back to regular porn now. My team's shit." You know, it was. But anyway, do you know what? It goes to show you. See, just sneaking. All you need to do is sneak in, because look at Stoke-on Bengals, Harrow Harlequins, both in at 7-7. 254 points in the playoffs, 244 points in the playoffs, and boom, we're through, and the 3 and 4 seeds are out. All you need to do is just get a seat at the table, and you never know what's going to happen. And let's see how it happens.
Well, it wasn't for Tua anyway, or Harris, or Stevens. So I'm guessing there's a Mike Evans, maybe a Devontae Adams. Oh,
it's not happened there, Johnny. Yeah, I'm guessing a Devontae Adams is coming up soon.
There's got to be somewhere, because 43 to 45. And Jigba, Jennings, we got Smith. There you go, Adams.
There isn't there? Yeah,
there's the old men get them through. Everett will be loving the fact the old men got them through.
The old men got them through, yeah, and Everett's watching too.
Chase as well. And Chase. Oh, this is the one that Everett liked because it had the three players that he had that you slagged off big time.
We're not looking at Everett's team.
Not yet, no. It looks like it.
Looking at Everett's team because they came on.
Chase, Adams, and Evans. Evans just went off on one. It was mental.
The defence is going to have done well too.
Warner got 28 points on Thursday night. I remember that one, but didn't get much out of James for the. Well, didn't do much. Oh, Everett's liking that comment.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge score. You know, it's a massive score, and as you say, it brings you. It gives you that confidence. You know, you've just snuck into the playoffs. So when you just sneak into the playoffs, you think, "Oh well, I've made it. Happy days. I've made it. That's great." But you've got no expectation whatsoever. See, this week, Stoke-on Bengals will get expectation this week after 244 points. You know, so massive win. And for Whitehall White Tigers, unlucky. You know, it means that. We're in Division 2 as well, so it means that you don't get promoted as well, and you're staying where you are. So that's the kicker of it as well. It's not just that you're out; it's the fact that you're staying put. And Stoke and Bengals have secured their promotion into Division 1. Congratulations! And now let's go and see if we can take the Division 2 title.
Survive Jared Goff. So it's Hurts, Cook,
and Devontae Adams ain't coming.
Thomas. What's that?
I'm saying Devontae Adams isn't coming because he was in Stoke's team.
Yeah. Well, look at his defence where he's got 36 points between the two defenders. The 37 points for Brian Thomas.
And Brian Thomas as well.
Cook and Hurts.
So, big week, you know, Cook doing really well. Cook running. I said last week I was a wee bit worried about Cook. I'd been hearing some rumours that they'd maybe start slowing them down a little bit. And indeed, Ty Johnson, it was mostly through the air, but Ty Johnson got some good points as well there, you know. So, but yeah, no, Cook turned up.
We'll have to get you back on again, Everett.
Yeah, you need to come back on, Everett. You need to come back on and talk playoffs with us. You know, Taylor dropping the ball. Taylor dropping the ball on the way into the end zone as well there. That was a kicker for me in the home league, but yeah, that's it could have been better, you know. So again, Harlequins 7-7 coming in with delighted to be in, but probably coming in with no expectation whatsoever. Now loaded up in expectation. And Warner Bay Goonies, you know, you've scored 217 points in the playoffs. And see, as I said before, a regular season game, you're thinking, oh, you know, I've scored over 200 points. I've lost, but roll on next week. I'm afraid there is no next week, so it doesn't matter how many you score if it's less than the other guy. And unfortunately for Warner Bay Goonies, it was less than the other guy, despite having Jared Goff there at quarterback.
I know, that was a mental one. So the Stockholm Bengals, after winning that one, get the pleasure of playing the Godalming Goats, who were the number 1 seed, and then you've got the Newcastle Colts, our very own Sean, up against the Harrow Harlequins, which looks like it's going to be a very close game.
I mean, they'll both be quite. Let's have a wee look at them and see what's going on.
The Godalming Goats have got Murray starting against Tua. You've got A-Chain, Connor, Blue Shakir, Drake London, Nico Collins, Mark Andrews, C.D. Lamb, Chase Brown, Brandon Aubrey, Kuvia White, and Pratt. Then up against Stockholm Bengals, Tua, Harris, Stevenson, Evans, Hopkins, Jennings, Smith, Adams, Chase, Sanders, Jim James, and Fred Warner. So,
I mean, the first thing to do is look at the holes. Where's the holes? Where's the holes in these teams? You know, where can it go wrong? And you know, I'm not seeing a whole lot. You know, Jennings had a really bad week last week, but that was weather related as much as anything. So I don't see him not doing well in Miami this week. You know, Tua should do a lot better. Kyler Murray.
The thing with Tua though is like I did watch the game on Thursday night. It wasn't pretty to watch, but with Greenlaw in that team, that defense looked completely different at front. They were hitting everything. So this could be a game where Tua gets knocked out if he don't watch himself. Although I think it's in Miami. One thing. Well, it might be raining.
Will Greenlaw be playing? He sat out the back end of the game last week.
Well, they kind of get replaced. I mean, used to play. So
that could be a problem for Tua, and that could be the hole for Stockholm Bengals. And Tua didn't have a great game last week, but I can see that bouncing back. The bigger issue for him, I see, is Ramondre Stevenson, and he's my issue as well. And show me the money, as you know. He's just.
Well, hopefully it's an issue.
He should be doing a whole lot better, and he's definitely getting the volume. And that's why you leave him in. You leave him in because he's getting the touches. He's getting the volume of touches. He's just not doing that much with them. But hopefully this week against Buffalo, hopefully Buffalo go and score a whole ton of points, and the Patriots.
Sorry, Stockholm Bengals, but as I'm up against them in the home league, I really hope he hits a bad game. But the rest of your team can do well.
And it's for Godalming Goals, you know, it's Kyler Murray's the biggest issue for me. It's if he has a good game.
On the bench. He got on the bench. Oh, he's got Drake May, so there's no way he's not playing him.
I don't know. I'd be tempted to play May because
not
he's getting Jalen McMillan on the bench as well. He's not as brave as Carlton Crew, obviously, because McMillan's on the bench. But
well, having a look at it though, he's not going to play him ahead of Brown. He's not going to play ahead of Lamb. He's not going to play ahead of Collins. He's not going to play ahead of Drake London or really Shakir. So
I'd play him in front of Shakir.
No, the way Shakir's been the last 2 weeks, it's been pretty good. Like so.
Yeah, but it could be anyone. But the problem for me there is Kincaid's back. He'll be getting he'll be getting some of the touches. Cooper got absolutely nothing last week. There's no way that they're going to keep giving
Cooper's had nothing about 4 of the last 5 weeks.
And I'm not saying
his favourite target is still Shakir.
Yeah, definitely. But defenses know that the New England defense is going to know that as well, you know. So, but we'll see. I mean, don't get me wrong. Shakir could knock out the park and have a 35-point game. I'm just saying he could also have a kind of 5-point game.
The Joker could do well because obviously the
it's a shootout.
Dorian Thompson, whatever his name is probably going to do short passes because he can't throw the long ball. I don't think so. He might get plenty of targets if he's not running away himself. But I see a shootout, but I can't. I think this is almost helping the Bengals having him play.
Well, I mean, it's absolutely. But if it doesn't go right, they're just bringing in the interception laden Winston, aren't they? So either
Yeah, but
way,
at least you probably get 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, but at least it'll be an entertaining game.
it'll be a good. It's as you say, the Bengals will
And
score
as I've got the
points.
Bengals defense against you, I'd love that to happen.
Yes, well,
As long as two of them go for pick sixes. And obviously we've got
the
Sean.
Bengals.
Newcastle. Well, Sean's going to have to sort out Kamara because he will not be playing.
Yeah,
So
that's a
Newcastle
sore
Colts
one
go to
for Sean.
Harrow.
Losing out on Kamara is a sore one, you know. That's I mean, let's not forget that everyone here's now been promoted, and at the end of the day, yes, you want to win the division, of course you do, and you want to go and get that title. But you've got what you really want. What you're aiming for at the start of the season is to be in Division 1 next year, and all 4 of these teams are. So it's
Well, they're wanting the helmet.
everything else is. Of course, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do want to win. Of course, you're all out to win the division, but they've got their promotion now, so everything else is gravy. But yeah, Sean's got a big problem there.
Well, he's got Aaron Jones on the
Kamara.
bench, so you can put
He
Aaron
does, and
Jones
that's
in.
where he'll plug in. But Aaron Jones doesn't score like Kamara does. You know, he just doesn't.
Well, then he's got
And
Barkley
it's
against Washington, so he might not need it.
and you got to remember, Harlequins scored 252 points last week. So if they score anywhere near that again this week, Sean's going to need a big score. He's going to need his boys to show up. So
last week? Yeah, Scotland scored 214 and the Godalming Goat scored 256 last week. So,
you know, it's yeah. I would say that without Kamara, that really does even up that game. So it's a proper 50-50 there between Newcastle Colts and Harlequins.
Cool. And I know you don't want to talk to the relegation, but we haven't mentioned these ones. So the winner of the Yorkshire Fins and the Gossip Fighting, the winner of the Gossip, the Yorkshire Fins and Gossip Fighting Gophers will be staying in the division, and the Buccaneers and Solihull Sharks will stay in the division. So good luck, guys. And the losers will be with me and Craig next year.
And Whitehall, the Warner Bay Goonies. Oh yeah, sorry, the other two were down. Yeah, you and Fraser that have been relegated. So yeah, that's it. Of course. Oh, just we can talk about it here. Just we don't need to go in and do the teams, you know, or we wouldn't be here all night. But yeah, no. So the Yorkshire Fins and Gossip Fighting.
The winner of these two stay in the division. The other two get relegated. So
yeah, and so it's a good game. It's an absolutely massive game.
The Yorkshire Fins were on a fire. They were on a run at the end of the season and just didn't quite get there because Stoke-on-Bengals and the Harlequins kept on winning. So it was a bit of a rush between the three of them. So he finished 7-7. So if anybody deserves to stay in the division, it's Luke. Plus he's a nice guy, so it does help. Not that I'm saying the other guys are not nice, but again, everybody loves the Duke.
Do you know that way? It's one of those ones where that's it. Just got to see if they do get relegated. If they get relegated, it goes to show how important scoring points is, because that 7-7 is the same as the two semi-finalists and Stoke and Bengals and Harlequins. You know, so they could quite easily. They could be safe if they had more points. They would be safe in the division. They don't need more wins, just more points, and they'd be tucked away safe in the division. So if they do go down, it's on their point score.
Yeah, sorry, that's crazy. Yeah, 2-6. Even the Buccaneers and the Solihull Sharks scored more points to them as well. But the Whitehall White Tigers, if they hadn't got the 8th win, they'd be just above Luke. So only slightly because he's only scored 2,600. So the high scorers beating the low. Well, Warner's basically 2-9, but it's
only matters if you've got
points help. Wins help, then points help after that. Unfortunately, I didn't have either in my one.
Wins help obviously a whole lot more, but the points for it just every single year there's going to be 5 or 6 of the 8 teams, 8 leagues that someone's going to get knocked out in points for.
Cool. And if I get the 101 next year, I am not picking McCaffrey. I can say that now. First.
With full confidence.
Oh, for you, no, they just killed me. So this is your division. So the top head Niners lost out to the New Barcelona Masters 229.11 to 202.11. 212.45. Then the Edinburgh Packers 181.19 against the Leeds Lepers 208.55. So that's the Leeds Lepers and Newcastle Masters promoted. And unfortunately, the top head Niners and the Edinburgh Packers will be staying in the Queen Hill, where I'll be joining them and Fraser. So at least we get a nice bit of rivalries in that one. And then down the bottom half, the Vikings lost out to the Portsmouth Pirates 159 to 187. And the Chicago Scorpions lost to the Nairn Knights 186 to 197. So the Chicago Scorpions, Derek's popped on, by the way. The Chicago Scorpions and the Lee Vikings are relegated, and the Portsmouth Pirates and the Nairn Knights live another week to stay in the division. We'll have to see how they got on there. So, what happened, Craig? Was it Lamar? Oh, yeah.
You got Lamar. 5 more minutes to come on, could he?
He's probably been watching for a bit. He's probably dying for something to say. I'll get it off the screen now. So you got Lamar as well, then?
Listen, I hummed and hawed all week. Am I starting Tua? Am I starting Murray? Am I starting Tua? Am I starting Murray? It ended up it didn't matter what the hell because they both done terrible. But I kind of ignored the rest of the team, just fretting on that decision. And yeah, I got Lamar. 181 points isn't enough, Johnny. I said it earlier, and that it doesn't. It stands true. 181 points isn't enough. But the thing is, I lost Walker from my defence as well. He went off injured, and I lost Ertz very, very early. He went off injured early, so the kind of two of them went down, went off. No more points from them. And you can't afford to lose a couple of players like that, So, yeah, and Leeds Leopards, congratulations, well played, hats off and all that crap. Lamar, I got Lamar, pure and simple, I got Lamar. The rest of his team done well as well. 208 points. It's not knocking out the park, but it's enough to win games,
Jackson Smith and Tigba, but a lot of players under reckon, but the ones that got over it went well over compared to your teams that went over, didn't go well over. So, and then Doug, who's in 212 to 229 against the Newcastle Masters.
This one was back and forward. In fact, the Newcastle Masters were heavy favourites right through the kind of 6 o'clocks, and then Doug took over for a little bit, and Doug looked like the favourite was going to, and then somehow or other, Newcastle Masters came back and won it. So it must have been something relatively late for them. Yeah, Evans coming on. Yeah, Doug was the favourite after the 6s.
Ellis, the defender, 25 points on Monday night. And Edwards, 25 points. Was that Monday night too? Yeah. So you got 45 points on Monday night from those two alone.
And that's what turned it round, So
I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, but of course, Doug got the goose egg from Waddle, which didn't help him, and Stevenson not knocking it out of the park,
and a duck egg from Cup as well. So 2 duck eggs didn't help.
So yes, so absolutely.
They're both going to go mental this week.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, he scored 212 points with 2 knots, so you can't knock that. But yeah, Newcastle Masters came back and smashed them on the Monday night, so it's a hard one to take. And me and Doug are staying in Division 3, which is a bit harsh, but it is what it is. Roll on next season.
So I don't know if Martin's listening. So Martin's now up against the Newcastle Masters, and obviously I don't know what's happened to him. We'll have a look in a minute, but projection-wise, he's projected to lose. You'll know when you hear that. Then obviously Sam with a late run to get to the 2nd seed. Darlington Rams are up against the Leeds Leopards. Obviously, you get a nice little rivalry with you and Doug. Nothing to play for, but you are playing Doug, so there's always a little spice in that one. And then down the bottom there, you've got the Portsmouth Pirates up against the Hot Dogs to stay in the division, and the Nairn Knights up against the Preston Panthers to stay in the division.
So we'll have a look at they're 2 obviously big games, and you don't want to go down into Division 4, So good luck, chaps, and obviously two of you stay up. May the best team win. And here we go, the
semi-finals. We've got Hurts against Love, Williams against Henry, Ford against Connor, AJ Brown against Tyreek Hill, Lad McConkey against Mike Evans, T. Higgins against John Jennings, Dalton Kincaid against Mark Andrews, Calvin Ridley against Garrett Wilson, Jordan Addison against Bucky Urban, Jake Bates against Jake Moody, Cross against Ellis, Spillane against Edwards. You've got to think Spillane might get more tackles now with if Crosby's out, so there'll be more Spillane, so that might help him. He started the season really well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was going on great guns, but yeah, I mean, it's a tight game, and again, it's one of those ones. Newbars and Mashers are coming off the winning. They've got a playoff win under their belt now. They've got McMillan sitting there on the bench as well. You know what I'm feeling about him. I bet they've got Evans in the team, so you don't want to play two of them. I guess I get that, but yeah,
well,
I mean,
Martin will be hurt because he lost Kamara. So.
Yeah, well, of course he's lost Kamara, and that's what's kind of evening it up. The fact that he's lost he's one of his biggest running backs from the regular season. 11-3, not to be sneezed at, but if you look, we say it all the time, Johnny. Number 1 seed, show me the money. Alan, Graham, packed out this week. It does, just because you're the number 1 seed and just because you've had that best record, it doesn't mean jack shit in the playoffs. It's start all over again. So it'll be a tight one, it'll be a close one, and I'm sure Martin will have the sweat on Sunday night.
Oh yes, he's on night shift at the moment, so he'll be listening. So he might, if he's still listening, he might make a comment, or he might be turning off just for this one. And then Sam's up against Darlington Rams against Leeds Leopards. So you've got Stafford against Jackson, Gibbs against Hall, Barkley against Jones, Cooper up against Coleman, Shakira against Neighbours, Adams against Metcalf, McBride against Johnson, Tracy against Sutton, Williams against Njigba, Tucker against York, Franklin against McKinney, and Lucorn against Pratt. So yeah. It should be a close game, but I do fancy Sam to win this one. It just seems a bit. I know he's up against Jackson, but he is against Pittsburgh. I just think they've got the Barkley, Gibbs. There's not many holes in this team, but Coleman might be one on that side.
Cooper's a big,
two Buffalo wide receivers.
Cooper and Shakir at wide receiver. That's kind of. Are they both going to get fed? Because you know how much they like to run the ball, and they're playing against the Patriots, and if it ends up a blowout, it leads to running the ball a lot. So I'm not sure I'd be wanting to play two Bills wide receivers in the week, but they could also both go off on one, obviously, but that's not for me. Playing two Bills wide receivers.
He's got some nice tight ends on the bench, though. So. And obviously, we're talking about Strange already without the targets he's going to get, which obviously is a point for seeing in PPR. Henry's a favourite tight end for Ringley. Fryer Moose been scoring points lately.
The Muse going to get his touches. I mean, there's no Pickens. If there's no Pickens again, the Muse got a touchdown written all over him. Last 3 weeks, no Pickens. Touchdown. So. Yeah. It's one to look at. There's certainly decisions still to be made, and I'm sure that they've not locked in yet. No one's locked in their team yet until they kick off. At any time you can change it any time until they kick off, which I love. So nothing's locked in here yet, but there's decisions to be made for Sam and his Darlington Rams, and Leeds Leopards. Hall's the issue. But if Lamar can do anything near what he's done the last couple of weeks, then it certainly gets him off to a good start, and we'll see how the rest of the week goes from there. We'll see how the rest of the players go from there. But Hall's a big issue there for me because he's just not done that well.
Yep. And good luck to everybody playing this weekend, whether you're trying to get into the final of your top prize or trying to stay in the division. We'll go on to Mullhead, where obviously there's no relegation in this one, but obviously there is promotion. So who's joining the top two teams? So Rotherham Raiders, 180 points to 160 points with the Preston Hawks, so that's team in the promoted. And the Bottom Bears, who are the team on fire in that division, 242 points to 200 points with the Edinburgh Thunderbirds, who started off brilliantly but have faded away at the end of the season after finishing. Was it 0-11 they started last year, and then they were 8-0 this year. Just missed out on the promotion, but then they still had a good run. The Plymouth Argyle Browns, just the bottom there, beat Yorkshire Myrtles, and the Worcester Rookies beat the Bucks Gold Rush. But there's no relegation, so there's not really You still got to let them know they've won.
No,
not very often Arthur wins a game.
No,
You've got to give Arthur some credit, man.
Your punishment for being in the bottom in the consolations of Division 4 is you don't get talked about.
Well,
but
unfortunately, I'm the bloody host, and well done for Arthur for winning that game, and well done Jay for winning that game. That's all you're going to get mentioned. That's it.
Right. If you
what happened to Pez then?
Low scoring. This is a low scoring game, so there's going to be a lot of goals. There's going to be a lot of disappointments as we look down these two teams.
McNichols, why? I'm guessing it must have had somebody out. He lost Leggett, but then he had no points for Sanders. Defenders did okay. Oh, because his running backs were Walker out, Allen nothing, Davis nothing, because Bell obviously and Kendry Miller. Yes. Oh, look at his. Yeah.
I mean, Kendry Miller's one that you can plug in this week. It's a
bit late.
You know, Kendry Miller's a great option this week if Kamara's out because you've got Riddler at quarterback again, so you have to imagine they're going to run the ball a little bit, So that's certainly one that can be pulled in this week.
Yeah. And obviously,
Rotherham
Raiders are going to hurt a bit.
See what the score was again. Yes, well, it doesn't matter because Pez is out. But yeah, for Rotherham Raiders, it's They've got a Grendo problem now,
and Kamara.
And it's Tyreek Hill doing nothing and losing Kamara. Losing Kamara is a hard one to get over, and Goff on the bench is a harder one to get over. He's won the game, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, Rotherham. This is the flip side where they've won, but they've won. So it's great. Yeah, I've won them through. I'm into the next round, but 180 points has to be worrying when you're going into the next round to play the 1 or 2 seed. So fourth to be punched in for Kamara is at least good news for him, but he has to replace Grendo as well. So it's going to be a hard week for Rotherham Raiders, I would think. But still, you're in it, and it's any given Sunday.
And there's one where you see Lamar started and lost. Still got 200 points, but he came up against the Bottom Bears with Jacobs and Daniels, and Jigba, Neighbours, Johnny Smith. Well, he didn't take out Njoku on the other side, but I don't think it would have made a difference. But 18 points for his kicker, 23 points for defender. So who was he missing? Tight end.
I don't know. You could get 20 points from a tight end easy.
Yeah, but you only had Mayers on the bench, and that was 3 points.
Yeah, true. So that's it. Yeah, so it didn't make the big difference in the end. But yeah, it's a great win for Bottom Bears, isn't it? And as you say, they made they were the informed team coming in, and the Edinburgh Thunderbirds were going really well at the start, weren't they? And kind of faded a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's only the second year at in fantasy football, I think. So it's improved a lot between first and the second year.
So just fell at the last hurdle for that promotion spot, but unlucky Edinburgh Thunderbirds, and next year will be a year, that's the year to come up. But great wins for Rotherham Raiders and Bottom Bears. They get their promotion. They're into Division 3, onwards and upwards, and they've got they've got their helmet to play for. Go and play for the division now and see what happens.
So the score of the week last week was on a bye week. The Aberdeen Bucks, for the second week in a row, scored over 300 points.
Well, they're certainly in form then. You wouldn't want to be Rotherham Raiders coming into this week, would you, after scoring?
Well, luckily, it's the Bottom Bears that are playing them.
Oh, it's the Bottom Bears are playing. It's Bottom Bears are playing. So, yes.
Because Aberdeen Bucks were second seed, I think it was. But so, yeah, this should be a good one.
Well, I mean, they're scoring over 300 points 2 weeks in a row. They're going to, I mean, there you go. It's explained in the first kind of few players there. You go, Allen, Devontae Adams, stop. Josh Allen, Devontae Adams, there you go.
James Sconner scored 30 points last week as well. Evans, he's got Strange in there as well now. He picked up Strange this week, so he put him right in the team. It's understandable after the way he played last week.
Yeah, well, that's a big one to get to pick up from. But who's he taking out for him?
Geno Smith. He dropped Gino and picked up Strange. When you've got Lamar Jack, when you've got Josh Allen, you're not going to play Gino over Josh, so you might as well get rid of him.
No, but who's he left out? Because he's got in the tight end slot. So what tight end did they take? What tight end's on the bench?
Well, unfortunately, I can't see that because he never had a team last week because he was on a bye. But I just know he got a score. But I'm guessing it maybe. What's that?
Schultz and Johnson. Yeah, so I absolutely get playing Strange over Schultz and Johnson. I would do the same. I would absolutely do the same because he is coming on to his game. Now, he's lost McCormick there as well. You know, he's Hunt's obviously, now Pacheco's back isn't an option. So it looks like he's got his strongest team in there for sure. And he's over 300 points 2 weeks in a row. Promotion in the bag. He's got to be favourite for the title now. But, you know, Bottom Bears is on form. They're flying. You can see why, you know. Smith and Jigbuzz, you have to think that that's going to be a wee bit of a shootout. You know, Minnesota have got everything to play for. That offense is doing really well, so they're going to have to come out and do something. The big problem for Smith and Jigbuzz is Gino playing.
I think he's playing. I think he's feeling better.
If it's Sam Howell that's playing, if it's Sam Howell that's at quarterback, that doesn't bode well for any Seahawks wide receiver.
He's got Charbonnet in as well. I don't know if he's been playing or Walker will be playing.
I mean, see, even if Walker plays, you can still, even if Walker's playing, Charbonnet is still a good start for me. You know, he's still going to get some touches because he's done a lot with the ball, and when he's in the absence of Walker, you know, so they're not just going to not give him any touches. So yeah, I still think Charbonnet is a decent start this week. But yeah, I mean, the Aberdeen Bucks are the favourites here. There's no getting away from it. 300 points 2 weeks in a row, but Bottom Bears are in form as well, so they'll not be counting. It's far from a certainty.
And the Rotherham Raiders are up against the Kirkwall Chargers. Sorry, it's been a long day. So yeah, so the number one seeded Kirkwall Chargers are up against the Rotherham Raiders. Like I say, the Rotherham Raiders will have to take out Garendo because he's out. He's obviously still showing points for Kamara, but he's out. Like you say, you can put in Ford running back, and you can go. I don't know. Who would you put in as between Isavas, Slayton, Palmer, Douglas as a flex?
Yeah, I'd have Douglas, to be fair. I'd definitely have Douglas there. I'd have Pops. May find, you know, that he seems to be May's favourite target. So that's what I would plug in there personally. But yeah, I mean, he's got some replacements there, but sorry, up a wee. Let me see who's who again, Johnny. Sorry, yeah, Rotherham Raiders on the left. I thought that. So he's going to need a big week from Burrow because 180 points just isn't going to cut it this week. You know, Allen's Kirkwall Chargers. Oh no, it's not Allen's, but yeah, the Kirkwall Chargers will cut them down if Burrow and that don't show up. If he scores 180 points again, Kirkwall Chargers will be the winners. So Rotherham Raiders looking for a lot more out of their team this week, and Kirkwall Chargers are looking for more of the same. But you know, Stevenson, Pollard, that's a wee bit of a shaky running back room for me.
Yeah, they're both a bit shaky, but we'll see what happens. Then we'll go on to Everett's division. And we may get Everett mentioned this week. I'm pretty sure he played. 15. So the Gothenburg Angels, 237.75 against the Melbourne Supremacy, 207.36. The Darlow Destroyers, who dropped like they were near the top and came into third of his third spot, 275.20 against the Yeovil Winners, 185.61. Down the bottom there, so Alan has got a stay of execution against Graham, 191.64, 156.47. And the Kirkwall Cowboys, 166.56 up against the Whitford Educators, 159.62. So that'll be the Bonnery Cowboys and the Whitford Educators relegated. And next thing it'll be
Lucky Graham, unlucky Whitehall Educators, and it's the irony that it's Alan that's not great after beating them in the division and Show Me the Money with like the last kick of the ball just about, you know.
Oh yeah,
he's now relegated them in OrkneyBowl. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Alan doesn't want Graham coming to Kirkwall anytime soon because he might be chasing after him. But Yeah.
And it's Allen against Everett this week.
Allen.
So for the battle, so you've got the Kirkwall Raiders up against Everett, the Turbo Titans. So Everett's fighting for his life. You've got the old boys to turn up this week. The Chase, the Evans, and the Adams.
He did, but it
just
didn't
to prove
matter.
you wrong and stay in the division. And then you got the Kirkwall Cowboys up against Aaron and the Royal Raiders. So your boy could be going to the second division if you get sorry, because the Kirkwall Cowboys are looking quite sort of favourites at the moment. But we'll go to the main part up the top there.
He's heading. He's on. He was last night. He was on a train, or today or whatever. He was on a train on his way up to the north end of Vietnam. So I'm sure he'll get it sorted when he gets up there. But I can only imagine it being a rickety train. So I think they'll be more just try to hang on for dear life than be on their phones. But he will do his team before Sunday, certainly. But yeah, the semi-finals here. So this is the semi-final? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got the South London Rebels, who are the number 1 seed, up against the Gothenburg Angels, who had a good score last week. So South London Rebels didn't have a great score last week, so I don't know if they really set their team or not, but they probably should have done with the Skara Brae. Obviously, Hearts against Stafford. Stevenson down.
Surely the aim in this, Johnny, surely the aim for playing and anyone is to win the whole entire kit and caboodle, the whole thing, And if you're in the top, if you've been in the top 3 in the top division and you are playing for to be the OrkneyBowl champion, you're going to change your team. I'm pretty confident he would have changed his team, but certainly, Henry done nothing. Henry done nothing. Williams didn't do a whole lot for him, so these will be the reasons why. But you've got to think Henry's going to have a burst back week. Henry never has 2 bad games in a row, does he? So I'm expecting big things from Henry this week. Yeah, it is, but they can be run on. The Steelers can be run on.
Yeah, that's the thing. They've got to try they won it last year, so they'll try and win it again.
Yeah, that's but certainly every chance. As you say, they had a great score last week. This will be another tight one. Stevenson needs to show up. He really does. Ridley has to have a game, and Ridley is, and I have him in a lot of places, as you know. I have him in Show Me the Money, and he has just been it's been so frustrating this year. And it's not been him; it's been Levis. Will Rudolph make a difference this week? It's Christmas time, Johnny. If it's not time for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, then when the hell is it? So,
I've been wearing a Rudolph jumper at work for the last 2 weeks, so maybe it's time for Rudolph.
I need Ridley to show up this week, and if Rudolph can do just a little bit, then hopefully Ridley will be the man who gets the most success out of that. That's my hope anyway. So, yes, that it will make a big difference to this game if Ridley has a big one or a bad one. And you just know it's going to be one or the other. It's not going to be the middle, it's not going to be a 15-pointer. It's either going to be like 4 points or it's going to be 30,
That's what just lost Kamara this week, so
I think Kendry Miller's a definite start. Sorry, but Pork will be laughing in his shoes right now because Kendry Miller's obviously become relevant with Kamara out. But yeah, I'd definitely be finding a way to plug him in if I could at all.
Yeah, I suppose you could play him over Patrick.
Tim Patrick, actually, there you go, boom.
Maybe move Bateman to the flex, but Thomas in the wide receiver and put him instead of Bateman if Bateman doesn't play. But
Tim Patrick's a proper boomer bust. That's the dart throw in it for Gothenburg Angels. And do you know what?
Okay,
it's playoff time, and sometimes you just got to go for it because sometimes you got to aim for the ceiling, knowing that the floor is 0. Sometimes you just got to do it, and especially when you're coming up against a seeded team who are obviously going to be favourite against you, you need to find that special something. And Tim Patrick could get, they got him his touchdowns last week, and there's every chance that, that's kind of going to spur Goff on to go for him more, and he might get them again this week. So, yeah, I get what Gothenburg Angels are doing there, and I actually do like the play.
So the other one is the Darlow.
For no other reason than I've not got the balls to do it. So, I like to see people who do.
So the other game is the Darlow Destroyers against the Bognor Regis Balkans. And the Darlow Destroyers are the highest scoring team in the division, and they only dropped out the top two because they lost week 14. So I do feel that the Bognor Regis are coming up against the highest scoring team by quite a bit, if I remember right. So no wonder you've got Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, Lad McConkey, DK Metcalf, Amanasa Brown, Trey McBride, Tracy, Irvin, Reichard, Jewell, and Jones as our defenders. It's pretty steady. Then the Bognor Regis Balkans. It's got to be a close one though. Love, Etienne, Devontae Williams, T. Higgins. It's got Mooney in, Lamb. Got Njoku in, Jacobs, Hubbard, Aubrey, Brooks, and Warner. So, yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about playing Mooney this week. It's not about the goose egg last week. It's nothing to do with that. It's everything to do with Penix being the starting quarterback this week. Rookie coming. They've still got the playoffs to play for. They are still in the hunt. They're only one game behind Tampa in the division. They can still win the division quite easily. I think they've still got to play them too. But it's an absolute wild card with Penix coming in. I mean, he could do absolutely anything this week. So Mooney could go for 40, 50 points. Mooney could do a Devontae Adams this week easily. And London could get stuff as well. But Mooney's shown throughout the season that he can be relied upon. But he could also get nothing again.
Yeah. He's got Dubes on the bench. So he can play Dubes. I guess doubtful. Well, he's actually got Penix on the bench. He's got.
So he has. Yeah.
Over.
Love. It would be a huge move to do, especially when Love's playing New Orleans. I mean, that's a move that you would make if it was a snow game at Lambeau. Then I would make that move. Yeah. But if it's not a snow game at Lambeau, you've got to play Love there 100% of the time. But the problem they've got is Darlow Destroyers team is just so solid. There is no holes in it. There isn't one player that you would say, oh, dodgy. So, yeah, Darlow Destroyers are rightly the favourites there. And they're probably favourite for Skara, but we'll see that later.
Yeah. So we'll go on to Division 2. May's one of the closer ones as the season went on. So where are we at? Week 15. So the Portland Lumberjacks get promoted with a 213.81 win over the Lancashire Bombers. That's Pez's pal, Daniel. 153.33. And then the Dickensheath Demons. 260.89 defeat the Carolina Broncos, 203.65. So that's a nice win for Mark. So he gets automatic promotion too with a very nice score. Then down the bottom there, you've got the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads are relegated, 187.26 up against 188.86 Southampton Dockers. So that's a very close one, and that's after any score corrections. Then the Dobos Darlow Diamonds, 181.90. So they did get up to 3 wins, but came up a bit short. They're relegated. And the Glasgow Lightnings, 191.05. Survive another week to get one more win to stay in the division. Yeah, so it's a nice win there. So Broncos got 203, but 260 points for Dickensheath. And obviously it's lost Guerrendo, but Adams, there you go. Daniels, Adams, Neighbours, Smith and Jigba, DG Moore, Taylor with his fumble, but still got points, and defenders.
I mean, it's any team who comes up against like a 52-point quarterback and goes on to win it, have done well, you know. It's one of those ones where, I mean, for the Carolina Broncos, do you get the 52 from your quarterback? You're expecting more than 203 points, you know. So obviously there was some letdowns down the way, you know. He's having to play Ray Davies. He's never going to get millions, was he? He's having to play Samuel, who, you know, we all know how bad he's been this year. Kelsey didn't show up. He lost Leggett through the, you know, early in the game. So yeah, over 200 and losing, not hard one to take, but great win. Strange on the bench there too, 30 points. Be interesting to see if Strange is in this week. But yeah, great win for Dickensheath Demons. It's and a cracking score as well. But do you know what jumps out at me for this one here, Lanarkshire Bombers and Portland Lumberjacks? you spend 14 weeks humming and hawing and fretting over who you're going to start and who you're going to do and what you're going to be at. And you sneak it and you get yourself into those playoffs, and it's like, yes, right, I've got into the playoffs. Here we go. And you score 153 points. It's
Then you got
just
fourth as
so,
well.
it's so deflating. So
Well,
deflating. So let's go and see what happened to Lanarkshire Bombers here to only get their
Purdy
150
in the
points.
monsoon.
I was
Jennings in
going
the
to say there's
monsoon.
going to be some. I was going to say
Mooney
there's going to be
Duckegg.
some 49ers in here.
Not much for Bowers. Kittle as well. Yeah, so you had Kittle, nothing for Mooney, Jennings, and Purdy. That'll do it.
Not only did they fight and scrape to get into the playoffs and make it, and yes. He didn't even get it fricking Sunday. He was out by the end. I thought he was out by Friday morning because there's no way you're coming back from. It would have taken a complete disaster. He knew right from the get-go that he was up against that. He needed some massive games, and Mooney Goose Egging does not help that. But yeah, it's just a hard. It's just unlucky in Lancashire Bombers, and it's happened to me many times, and it hurts, and I get that it hurts. It's not that you lost; it's the manner in which you've lost. It's how you've lost. So well done, Portland Lumberjacks. So cracking win. Always one of the active traders through the season. So nice to see.
Yes.
They'll be up. Let's see what they can do in Division 1 next season. Very interesting to see. But before that, they've got the division title to play for. And hopefully they can get someone better than Kyler Murray in at quarterback to help them there.
Well, so the Portland Lumberjacks are up against the Crew Juggernauts. Obviously, we predicted he would get promoted, and he did. He's now got to see if he can win the division. And the Dickensieve Demons up against the Belfast Benchwarmers. Down the bottom there, you've got the Lancaster Bombers. Oh no, that one's out. Where is it? There we go. Derek's fighting for his life. If he wins this game, he stays up. He's up against the Glasgow Lightnings. And the Whitchurch Warriors, who are the Rousay Cup finalists, are up against the Southampton Dockers. So they're trying to stay in that Division 2. So I think they scored about 224 points last week. So it wasn't too bad in their bye week. Not sure what the Kilmarnock Kings scored. I'll love to look at that one. But.
So yeah, I mean, look, that obviously massive game, and it's Division 2, Division 3.
251 points for Derek.
Also, it is, yeah, good score for good score. Shame it didn't matter worth a shit, innit?
A week. If he'd done that the week before, he would have been in the top half.
He's got to score 150 this week, I promise you.
Oh, Derek is on fire now.
Anyway, we'll see.
But yeah, keep watching. The 250 points with 2 goose eggs.
The Division 2, Division 3 makes such a big difference, because Division 2 you're playing against the top division, and Division 3 it seems so far away. Trust me, I'm there, So yeah, stay in Division 2, give it your all, make sure you got the right team in, and keep yourself in that division, because Division 3 sucks. And yeah, for Portland Lumberjacks and Crew Juggernauts here. So back to the real stuff. As you say, Crew Juggernauts predicted their promotion. They've got it, but they've got a title to win now. So it's going to be a tough one for them this week. Portland Lumberjacks scored well last week. As I say, Kyler Murray is the big issue for me. It's if he turns up, then you're fine, and if he doesn't, you're behind the 8 ball from the get-go. Tyreek Hill's another one. He's just done nothing all season long, to the point. Can you drop Tyreek Hill, Johnny?
Well, I don't know, because for 2 weeks there, he actually had not bad when Tuo was playing well. Okay, he had a couple of games when you really thought you were going to drop him. Then he had like 23 points, 34 points, then back to 11 last week. So it depends if Tuo can stay up his arse.
22 and 23 is not that much in this league, though, and it's for Tyreek Hill. I mean, you got to remember, this is your number one, this is your first round pick. I get it. I mean, for me, you can't drop him. You've got to play him. As I say, he's your number one pick. I can't imagine anyone ever putting their first round pick on the bench. I just can't see that ever happening, unless they're injured, obviously.
Like mine's put most of one eye
off. Oh, please bring it, Boyle. But
well, unfortunately, that's why you're in. That's why you're in the same division as Craig and so with the Kickers, so you can play each other twice a season.
It's
you can't swap over. It gave too much of a headache for me, that one. Yeah, but
Crew Juggernaut, Crew. I mean, they are up against it, obviously, but I mean, the team looks solid enough. I don't see many big holes. Our thing is he going to be
Waddle.
how fit is he? Well,
no,
in fact,
I don't know Waddle's going to play this week. But...
Waddle might not even be playing, but Pitts is the big hole there. You're putting in Kendrick Miller anyway. You've got a doomsday there. You've got Kendrick Miller to put in if Kamara's out now. We know that. So, yeah, I mean, he's definitely, and losing Montgomery, that's a sore one. That is a big sore one, and that makes it even harder. The last thing you need when you're up against one of the seeds is to be losing your star players, the week before. So, tough one for Crew Juggernauts. Oh no, in fact, Crew Juggernauts were the favourites. They were the seeds, weren't they? Sorry, I do apologise, but at the same time, you've lost Montgomery, and that's hard. And Portland Lumberjacks coming off a big win.
Derek's not had a good week then. So you lost Craig beat you, and then the Packers beat the Seahawks.
It never matters. It never matters. When the Packers beat the Seahawks, it does not matter one iota. Do you know why? Because we can't recover a fucking onside kick. Excusing my French. It never matters.
Was a bit of a sore one. Was that
anyway,
Jordan Nelson? No. Who didn't catch it?
No, it was James Jones.
Oh, James Jones. That was it.
But anyway, that's
another story. So this is going to be a close one. You've got the Dickenshire Demons up against the Belfast Benchwarmers. So Daniels against Allen. Although Daniels is against Philadelphia, Allen's against New England. Bijan against, he's going to run all over the Giants. Pacheco's got a hard one against Houston. Taylor against Tennessee. Barkley all over Washington. Neighbours against McLaurin. Adams up against Metcalf. Jigba, Addison. Andrews, Gray. He does better than Kelsey at the moment. Dickens, he's got Strange playing this week, so he's moved from the bench to playing. Up against DJ Smith, we've got Moore against Ford, McLaughlin, Tucker. McLaughlin's a better kicker this year. Brooks is a better scorer. Ellis is a better scorer than Jones. This is going to be a 50-50 all the way, I think. He's got McMillan on the bench.
He's got McIntosh on the bench on the left-hand side there. That's a smart move because both of it, that must have been brought. He must have been brought in this week because Charbonnet's not training that.
He was brought in.
Charbonnet's not training either, so that's a smart move.
He got over $3.
If both of them are out, if both Charbonnet and Walker are out, he's an auto plug-in because they do run the ball a lot, Seattle, and they'll run it. Even if Gino is playing, he's not going to be 100% fit, So it's that's a big decision. But see, do you know what my biggest worry for Belfast Benchwarmers here is, and it's the guy who's got them here. It's the guy who's been running absolute riot all season long. Barkley looked tired last week. He looked tired. And I'm not sure they're not going to give Gainwell these last 3 games. And I know they're still playing for the bye week, and I know that they're still playing for that. But I think they're going to give Gainwell some more touches, and I think Barkley's going to get less and less the last few games, and especially if they get away out ahead early, and and if it hurts is doing fine, then I can see them Barkley not doing so well this week again, like he did last week. Barkley had a bad game last week.
Well, yeah, him and Henry both. He's still got more yards than Henry, but not by much. So the two top running backs, both had a crap game. But
I think that could be a differential there. And it could help out Dickens Teeth Demons very much if Barkley can, kind of not go well this week. And I fancy them not to go well this week.
And good luck to the Witcher Warriors, Southampton Dockers. Come on at Kington Glasgow Lightning for the fight for relegation. So obviously the winners will stay up and the losers will go down to Division 3.
Yeah, good luck, gentlemen.
Not Craig's division, Derek. So you might as well stay up.
Good luck, Grieve. Come on, Glasgow Lightning.
So in the Mark Kent division, the Nottingham Rebels, 252.31 up against the Norwich Mustard-Men, 210.17. The Darlington Dragons, 162.61 up against the Sandbach Satans, who've been really high scorers lately, 215.88. So that's the Nottingham Rebels and the Sandbach Satans promoted. Norwich Mustard-Men and Darlington Dragons staying in division. And down the bottom there, Cavite Porkers, 158 to 137 of the Peterhead Bloody Jets. So that same got one more stay of edge execution. And the Guildford Raptors, 228.81 against the Gorgie Vikings, 197. So that's two Show Me the Money boys relegated to Division 4. You've got,
Do you know who the happiest manager in this division is this week?
Cavite Porkers.
Whoever gets Cavite Porkers first to stay in the division, because congratulations, lads, you're staying in the division. I mean, that must be the lowest scoring game we've had in the 158.85 to 137.24. There you go. So unlucky Mark and Grote, you're in relegated to Division 4. But you know what the thing is? Right, relegated to Division 4, fine, you're in Division 4. But here's the thing, it's like start again, here we go. You're starting from scratch, you're at the bottom, the only way is up.
Yep. I'm not singing it though. So anyway, so 252 points for Nottingham Rebels. Like, good score for Norwich Mustard-Men too, but yeah. Aaron Rodgers, he got Rogered.
He got Rogered.
41 points. Do you think he's got Adams too? Well, he's got Gibbs at 33. And then you got Adams.
I reckon
Rodgers, Adams stack.
Yeah,
up against Adams Cooper with 0 points. It doesn't really help.
Well, it's 50-point deficit right off the bat, isn't it?
Basically, that is a game. 40 points. Yeah. Ouch.
I mean, Norwich Mustard-Men have done very well to get over 200 points with, any goose egg just kills you for the, you need a lot to happen elsewhere to get over the 200.
2 points
he's got good points from Lloyd as well, so yeah, he's done well to get over 200, but
Derek,
no one ever said
biased,
this was an unbiased show. In fact, I will totally contradict that and say it's the most biased show you'll ever see in your life. But yeah,
speak for yourself. I just want Doug to lose.
We always want Doug to lose.
Well, we had Thomas.
It's a great win.
It wouldn't have been enough, but he did have Thomas on the bench. It would have made it a lot closer, but it wouldn't have been enough to win.
I mean, you deserve to lose for leaving Thomas on the bench. Why would you leave Thomas on the bench?
I know, for Cooper as well.
Yeah, so it's dependent with 2 points. Cooper. But who are we playing in front of him? Who are we playing in front of Thomas here?
The thing is, I would probably play Thomas over Cooper, but I wouldn't have played him over Lamb.
100% over Cooper. I would have played him over Irving too. But yeah, 100% over Cooper. I wouldn't have played him over Pollard either, to be fair. So yeah, no, to be fair, that's a tough decision. That is a tough decision. I can actually probably see why he's left Thomas on the bench. I mean, I wouldn't have, but he's not played anyone stupid over him, I guess. But yeah, great win for Nottingham Rebels and 250 points as well. It makes a difference. It just you know that your players are playing well heading into the semi-final, which is always a good place to be.
And obviously, Darlington Dragons, who won week 14 to get into the top 6, come up against Sandbach Satans. So they did enough to beat London Eagles last week to knock them out the top half. But then the team didn't show up against the Sandbach Satans, basically.
The same applies to Darlington Dragons as to what I just said about the last one as well. You know, you fight and you scrape to get there, and then you score 160 points, and it's just so deflating. It's untrue. Honestly, Johnny, see last year after Show Me the Money, when I went like 13-3 or whatever it was, and was the number 1 seed and scored like 60 points in the first round of the playoffs. I was ready to chuck. I was ready to chuck fantasy football. I really was ready to chuck fantasy NFL. So, guys, if you're thinking like that, it goes away. Trust me. Come draft season starting again, you'll be raring to go. I promise you. But yeah, Kyler Murray not showing up. You know, he's been on and off all season. I mean, Sandbach Satan scored over 200 points with Purdy at quarterback, so that's hats off stuff.
I know. They've been scoring well lately
Samuel.
too. Like they've got the second highest score of the year, but
Westbrook or Kenny doing nothing, and I get why you put him in, but he's
Samuel.
boom or bust, and he'd boom too often. The bus was always coming. You know,
Well, that's 2 weeks
Debo's.
in a row now. So
I mean, Debo's done. Hunter Henry didn't do much.
no.
It's harsh. It's harsh when you work so hard all season long, and you get killed by such a just nobody turns up in the playoffs. It's not even like you
Spears
had
on
an
the bench,
exciting
like
game
that,
and
and
you had fun. It was dead
the
from the
bench is pretty
get-go.
good.
Yeah, the bench has scored a lot of points here, but it's no one that you would obviously, you know, none. It's not a Brian Thomas down there. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's not a
No.
Brian Thomas. These guys are all guys that have scored really, really well, but you're only playing them if you've got injuries. You weren't drafting them to, you know, you probably didn't draft most of them. You probably picked them up through agency, and
So how
they're always back up. They're not there to be the first team.
So obviously,
It's just one.
Jay Holmes is quite happy having a bye week last week because the team only scored 176, and then the Birmingham Master Chiefs only scored 202. So a good week to have a bye week. So the Birmingham Master Chiefs are playing the Nottingham Rebels. Then you've got the Sandbach Satans against the Chester Hurricanes. There must be something wrong with their team. And then the London Eagles, who were 8-6 and narrowly missed out in the top 6, are playing Cavite Porkers. So you got to think that
Well done for staying in Division 3.
Well done
London
for staying
Eagles
in
stays in
Division there,
Division
London
3.
Eagles. You've just made the top 6, but you deserve to be in the top one there. And Guildford Raptors are up against the Wakefield 49ers.
To be fair, it would be harsh if London Eagles got relegated with an 8-6 record. That would be really, really harsh.
That would be a sore one. That would seriously contemplate not playing again. Not that you should, I'm just saying. It's lovely in Canada. So the Birmingham Master Chiefs, we've got Josh Allen, Barkley, Hubbard, Dubes, Neighbours, Myers, Bowers, Wilson, Ridley, Bass, Henley, and Glucon. So that's a pretty strong starting lineup.
Very much so. But you know, I stand by my statement on Barkley, and you know that's a and this is where again this is where the chances come for. Sorry, go up to the top again, Johnny. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I forgot the team names. So this is the chance that Nottingham Rebels has got. If Barkley can not show up, Ridley's a wild card. You know, he could be anything. The ceiling is high, the floor is lower. You know, Hubbard's been hot and cold a little bit of late, and Bryce Young's tried to throw the ball a bit more, and giving him a chance. You know, so yeah, I mean, these are the kind of chances that get these things. If these go against Birmingham Master Chiefs, then it opens the door for Nottingham Rebels. The flip side of that is if Barkley does what Barkley's been doing all season long, and Ridley has a big one, it's hard to see a way for Nottingham Rebels to win this one. You know. I mean, he's got Gibbs there, which without Montgomery is huge, but it's one player. You know, Hopkins is a wee bit iffy. Allen's a wee bit iffy, I would say. You know, I know he's had these big games, but they're up against that Detroit defense again, I guess, which is decimated. So every chance for a decent game. But yeah, these are what he needs to happen. You know, he needs Barkley to be a little bit off. He needs Ridley to not have a big game, and he needs these guys to have a big game. And wham, boom, you're in the final.
Oh, he missed practice again on Wednesday, Walker, so it's probably not looking great.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I'm waiting on the Thursday. I could really do with Walker playing. As I was saying to you off air, I'm in the draft. I've got one of my season-long best ball teams in DraftKings into the round 3 of 4 rounds, with the winner getting 20 grand. So I bet Walker's in my team, so I could really do with him being back this week.
The Sandbach Satans is up against Lamar Jackson, so it depends what Lamar Jackson got. Obviously, he's not picked his 16 because obviously he's still got Montgomery, but he's got plenty of time to change that. Cup's got to do better this week, surely. Ertz, I don't know if he's going to play or not. Yeah, he's got Mattison, Hunt, Reed.
Washington Washington got some touches when Waddle went off last week. So Waddle's not playing. Washington's he's got Hill there as well, though. So it's Chester Hurricanes, as you say, they scored terrible last week, and you can see why. They scored terrible last week despite having Lamar Jackson, but you can see why they lost Montgomery. Henry, that had an awful game, worst of his season. Cup got nothing. Hill got nothing. Well, next to nothing. So you can see why. But these guys are all capable of turning that round this week, and they're 10-4. It's a good team, so it's going to be a very, very hard game, and a very close game, I would say. I'm backdating
Kamara, but it's in the flex spot, so you've got the choice of Johnson, Veli, Zay Flowers. So probably Zay Flowers taking the spot. So it's not too bad.
There, aren't you? But you'd rather play Kamara 100 times out of 100. But they've done really well to get through with Purdy at quarterback, as I say, So you can't imagine Purdy having that bad a game this week. It's Miami are very scoreable on, so I can imagine.
It might be raining, but at least it'll be warm.
Exactly.
It was the same sort of shower as last week, but so that's it. And then you got
I would say the poor boy doesn't like bad weather, but they did come to Lambeau and win last year, so shut up.
Yeah. So we'll go on to the bottom division now. We've got week 15. So the Manchester Spinners get promoted with a 223.76 win over the Rousay Cardinals, 174.40. And the Not Cold Knockouts, 212.69 against the poor Blue Toon Patriots, 201.24. So after such a great year, they're stuck in Division 4, and the Not Cold Knockouts are going up. And then just down the bottom, nice score for the Plymouth Assassin, 253 points. But yeah, don't bring that up, man. That's just a bit, because he's had a good team. He's just unfortunately they didn't show up. He's still in the final of the Rousay Cup, and he's only 20 points behind, 23 points behind after score correction. So he's still got to pick his team and go for it.
That's huge.
Rousay Cardinals have Baker Mayfield at 47 points, but basically nearly got cancelled out by Connor with 37 points. Harrison. Ferguson's done nothing since he came back. He's got Cooper Rush.
Kraft is so touchdown dependent. It is untrue. He really is. It's scary to see. It worries me to watch. Because if he's not getting, not one Packer receiver is reliable. There's a couple of them will score well at any given week, but not one of them is reliable, and that's a problem for here. And obviously, Jordan Love will be fine, and we're playing New Orleans, so big. Much. Oh, sorry, we're looking at last week still. So yeah, Kraft is just one. If he doesn't get a touchdown, he scores 7 points, and there you go. He didn't get a touchdown, so he scored 7 points. But still, Manchester Spinners overcome that. 223 points, great win. Rousay Cardinals, 42 points for Mayfield, and only 174 points. It's the same old story of all season long, and then boom, you get Harrison, 6 points. You get Ridley, who get just as bad, But great promotion for Manchester Spinners up into Division 3, heading in the right direction, and for Rousay Cardinals, it's one more year in the bottom league and try again next year. But here it is, Michael, poor Michael. He scored over 200 points as well. So
the Not Cold Knockout is one of the new teams this year. So they've got promotion right away, as have the Birmingham Bears, who came top. So both the new boys have got promoted. That's quite impressive for that.
Well done. Very well done, and that's.
But yeah, so what happened to Ramos? We got Pacheco.
Yeah, he didn't do too well. And he's a Hill there, Henry on the other side. It's Henry get 10 points. Jeez, Lou.
Yeah, 11 points. He got 4 for 4 on a receiving first down.
It's it is no surprise to me. It is absolutely no surprise to me whatsoever that quite a lot of these losing teams that we're looking at have Brock Bowers at tight end, because he's been so big all season. So of course, if you've got Brock Bowers, there's good, there's good chance in the playoffs. And he just had a stinker this week because Ridder was throwing them the ball. I mean, I fully believe if they had what's his name?
Minshew. Or even O'Connell. Is it O'Connell? Or O'Connell?
O'Connell, yeah, that's him. Aidan O'Connell. Yeah, if they had O'Connell at quarterback, I think, it could have been a whole different story. But if it's going to be Ridder that's throwing the ball to Bowers, I don't see him getting much the next couple of weeks. But the teams who had him are losing anyway, so they don't have that worry. But there you go. There's Thomas on the bench again, Johnny.
For the blue tune, I know. I was just waiting for you to see that. It's just a bit of a sore one. And
Devonta Smith. And Okonkwo. So yeah, I mean, this game could have been all so different. It's unfortunately for Michael, he made the wrong decisions and he picked the wrong players. But as you say, he's in the cup final, so he's got it all to play for in the next week. And knockouts, as you say, newcomers straight up. Congratulations, and now go and win yourself a wee helmet in year one.
Yeah, so we've got. So in the top half, you've got the Manchester Spinners up against the Birmingham Bears. Then that'll be a close game. Then you've got the Lagersville Lemons against the Knockouts, which is also going to be a very close game. So this is going to be right down to the wire, I think, the rest of this looking. But yeah, down the bottom there.
Yeah, Manchester Spinners are coming in from a big score, so Birmingham Bears, obviously 10-4, top the division. Flying,
but bloody hell, this could be a sore one
for the Bears. If Walker's out there in trouble, if they've not got a couple of running backs on the bench, what's on the bench, or even in the flex?
It's got Kendry Miller, so they can Kendry Miller, and you could have Tracy and the two running backs, McMillan in the flex.
He's got McIntosh there too. So he does have the handcuffs there, which isn't daft, and Bigsby could go okay as well. That's an option too. So yeah, they've got the options there, and of course they do, because they're 10-4. So the McMillan there's a very, very easy start as well, and Watson that might be his week this week, who knows, and Strange. So plenty of options on the bench there, and not so many options on the bench for Manchester Spinners, though. That's.
I think their team's picked themselves, though. They've got nobody out.
Yeah,
so their team's picked. I think they're stuck with their team. I think, but a bit of tinkering for the Birmingham Bears make a big difference and get the project.
He'll definitely be hoping Jackson doesn't have the week that he had, the weeks that he's been having. But it's a very much a 50-50 there. Absolutely. And this one's another
the Lagersville Lemons has got that's Hedges Pork's friend Brian's team, Lagersville Lemons, who in the last week jumped above the Blue Toon Texans to knock them out the playoff and get automatic promotion. So they're up against the Not Cold Knockouts. So 10-4 against 8-6. So you've got Allen against Daniels. You've got Hopkins on the left there. Myers is questionable.
Henry and Hill. It's Henry and Hill. That's a big issue. Henry and Hill will decide this game, to be honest with you. If Henry and Hill both show up and both do what they're supposed to do, then I absolutely fancy
the Knockouts.
Again, sorry, Johnny, team names I've forgotten.
The Not Cold Knockouts.
The names. Not Cold Knockouts. It's not. If Henry and Hill turn up and do what they should do, Not Cold Knockouts will win this game, in my opinion. But if they don't,
But then he's lost Garendo.
They're the favourites anyway, and the team on the left, 100% the favourites. But it could be very, as I say, if Henry and Hill do their thing, then I do fancy Knockouts to pull a shock here. The Lagersville Lemons, they're the seeds. They're the seeds for a reason. You got Josh Allen at quarterback, massive scorer. Hubbard done him great all season long. He'll be hoping he has in Arizona defense, very scoreable for running backs. Dowdle's been doing great. And Hopkins, you'll need Hopkins to show up a little bit, but they're 10-4 for a reason, and they're favourites for a reason. But it's all down to Henry and Hill for me.
Definitely, it'll be a close one. It'd be a nice one to keep an eye on for the weekend, and obviously that's the division sorted. Obviously, we've got quite a lot of teams up. I do have a list of who's up and who's down at the moment, but we'll have a look at the Rousay Cup.
Yeah, let's go.
There. So it's currently sitting. I haven't changed the score. I think it's 2. No, yeah. So it's 222.45 against 201.24. So it's pretty close, because that could easily swap over Brodger. So
that's very close. I mean, that's if Whitchurch Warriors have got a Cooper Cup playing this week, then that's it, even off one player.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's absolutely all to play for in week 16, and both teams will be chatting at the bit to win that. And why wouldn't you? You're beating 85 other people to a cup, and to get out your division in the first place is not easy, because there's only one team that goes through. So good luck to both teams this week, and may the best man win the Rousay Cup.
And so the totals at the moment for the Skara race of the East Conference: Carlton Crew have 217 points, Glasgow Eagles 258.05, Manchester Bees 251, and Seattle Patriots 220. So obviously, second leg, all can change, because they're all pretty close up there. And in the West Conference, you've got the South London Rebels, only got 169. Bognor Regis Balkans 214, the Darlow Destroyers 275, and the Melbourne Supremacy 207. So you got to imagine the Darlow Destroyers, barring a major collapse, might be the West Conference representatives.
I would think that's a safe assumption to make there, Johnny. 275 points. It's not even just the 275 points. It's the fact that Bognor Regis Falcons in second have only got 214. It should, but remember, this is a big one. This is where you want to be. This is the only place you want to be. This is where the action is, and this is what we're all in it for. So massive for Darlow Destroyers. The barring, as you say, any disasters, they'll be the Western Conference champions, and they'll be facing off. But who will they be facing off against, Johnny? Because it is wide open over here. I mean, even Carlton Crew at 217, they're not out of it. They're 40 points behind, but they can easily have a 250 odd point week, and Glasgow Eagles can easily have a 200 point week. So
they're a high scoring team.
I mean, it's wide open there. Obviously, Glasgow Eagles and Manchester Bees are the two favourites at this point. They've got a nice healthy lead against the other two. So it's a midges ball here between them.
But then last year, Carlton Crew had a good first week, but then fell away in the second week, and then Danny popped in with 2 steady weeks to get through. So that's just the way it goes. I think Carlton Crew maybe scored like 270 points last year in week 1, but had like 190 or something in week 2. And then they got pipped by.
It's absolutely all to play for in the East Conference. In the West Conference, it's not over. It's over for South London Rebels, but it's not over for the other two, because the same applies in that they could have the 275 week this week in Darlow Destroyers. Then, 214 points isn't a bad week, and they could easily have that week this week. So it's not over, but Darlow Destroyers will be, I would like to think, very confident.
And here we have the Loser Cup, as you call it. So this is the top 3 teams in all the other divisions.
The Losers Cup.
I'll make it easier. I'll go highest score first. So currently sitting here, you have Aberdeen Bucks at 304 with a 40-point lead over the Mays Deconceived Demons and the Godalming Goats. But this is over the 3 weeks, the highest aggregate score, or the highest score over the 3 weeks. So they have a good start, but there's still 2 weeks to go. But the Kirkwall Chargers down at 146 is probably not looking too great.
As confusing as it is pointless, Johnny. But I get what you're doing. I get why you're doing it. It's to give these guys something. And it's, it's the top three from every other division as well. So I get why you're doing it. But this one isn't for me. For me, it's all about I want to be the OrkneyBowl champion. It's the OrkneyBowl, and I want to be the champion of the OrkneyBowl. I don't care if I'm the champion of the losers.
Well, if you ever win this, then I'm not bother sending it to you. Then.
Absolutely, I am good with
Go
that.
on record. You're too good for this. That's all that is.
I want the OrkneyBowl trophy. That's what I want. That will go straight onto the mantelpiece. That one will go in a drawer.
For a year, then you send it on to somebody else.
It's for a year, then I'll send it on to someone else. Exactly. But yes, listen. It's a competition. It's much. Do you know what it is to me? It's like the Conference League. No one ever wants to be in it. No one wants their team to be in it. But see, if you get through to the last kind of stages, you want to win it. So good luck to everyone who's in it. And I'm sure it's a trophy. A trophy is not to be sneezed at. A title's a title.
Yeah. So that's us for the week. And we'd like to wish everybody good luck this week that are playing. If they've got anything worth playing for. And obviously have a nice Christmas. And have a nice
Merry
birthday.
Christmas, everyone.
Have a nice birthday on Monday. So it's my Craig's birthday on Monday. So make sure you give him plenty of use, Derek.
24 again.
Yeah, that'll be it. And we'll see you. I suppose it could be any day next week because you're not working.
Yeah, we'll work it out, Johnny. Well, we'll definitely be on here at some point next week.
Yeah. Well, good luck this week. Well, we're not really caring, but good luck to who is actually caring then. So, and we'll see you after Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!